After both my babies were born, my abdominal muscles split in the middle. If you press your fingers just below or just above your belly button, you might also feel a split there. And it's very common after you give birth. It does take time to re-knit those muscles back together, but it's not really that hard, and it is totally worth it because your core is key to your stability when you're walking, when you're picking things up, when you're getting up from a chair. So here's how I did it. In the weeks after having a baby, I practiced inhaling deeply, filled my lungs, pulled in my belly tightly, and pulled in my ribs. I held it for a few seconds and exhaled. You can push your belly out when you exhale too. I did this maybe 5 times a day. Each time you inhale, feel how tight your muscles can get. The key is to not do twisting or reaching exercises. You want to pull those muscles together rather than encouraging them to pull apart. If you're interested in the next step of how to re-knit your abdominal muscles after giving birth, let me know in the comments. If you're just starting to knit those abdominal muscles back together after giving birth, start with my first video where I share a really easy breathing exercise that can help you in those weeks after you give birth. Remember, pregnancy and childbirth can cause radical changes in your body, so start slowly and don't expect instant results. It can take time to knit those abdominal muscles back together, but it is totally worth it. In this next step exercise, I lie on my back, tighten my belly muscles, and lift one bent leg at about a 90-degree angle, horizontal to the ground, for 5 seconds. I put that foot down and do the same with the other leg. I'll repeat this a few times, 1 session a day. Gradually, I increase the amount of time I lift a leg. This builds core strength and knits the abs together without breaking a sweat. If I want to challenge myself, I'll lift both legs at a 90-degree angle at the same time and hold it for a few seconds. When you're in the real world, think about tightening your abs throughout the day. Nothing heroic, just tighten them for a few seconds and then relax them. If you're ready for the next step in knitting your abs back together after giving birth, let me know in the comments. This is video number 3 in my series on knitting the abdominal muscles back together after giving birth. So why is it important for us to return the abdominal muscles back to their pre-pregnancy condition? Your core is the key to stability for almost everything. Walking, picking things up, getting up from sitting. A healthy body has a healthy core. After you have a baby, you're carrying a lot of stuff around, and one of the biggest things is the baby bucket. When there's a baby in there, you're probably carrying more than 20 pounds. And if your abdominal muscles are not in great shape after giving birth, mine were kind of a mess. It's really important that you practice safe lifting. If you're trying to knit your abdominal muscles back together after giving birth, you don't want to undo your progress. Here's how I do it. First, I bend my knees into a slight crouch. It's also a thigh strengthener. Then I pull in my belly muscles and I make sure they feel nice and tight. Then I take both hands, put them on the baby bucket, and as I'm doing that, I make sure that I pull my shoulder blades down my back. And you can actually feel your shoulders move down when you do that. You have both hands on the baby bucket handle and you lift. Then when it's time to put it down, you simply reverse those steps. Most importantly, give your body time to heal and adjust to post-pregnant life. The more careful you are about lifting heavy objects, the sooner you can have your old body back.